Alright guys, today I'm going to show you guys how to replace the most common problem that goes wrong with dryers when they're not heating. So if you have a dryer that's not heating, this is the number one thing you want to replace first before you do anything. If you call a service technician out to diagnose your dryer, they're going to charge you $100 just to diagnose it for you, and another $200 to replace this part. So it's going to cost you around $300 to replace the fuse that I'm about to show you. The thermal fuse. This is the most common fuse that goes out on these dryers. Now, you don't want to just replace the fuse without actually solving what actually caused the fuse to go. And most of the times, it's a clogged vent. So you want to make sure that you clean out your dryer vent, the pipe in the back and the front, and make sure that the pipe that's going out into your wall is also clean. Because more than likely, that's what caused the issue in the first place, is a clogged dryer. So you want to make sure you clean the dryer. I bought this off Amazon. It cost me like 15 bucks, and it came with a whole bunch of other fuses that are also in the dryer. What happened with my dryer actually was the vent pipe in the back came undone, causing all the lint to come out and get sucked into the back of the dryer, causing it to get restricted, and then blew out the fuse. So I'm going to show you guys how to replace this on my dryer, and more than likely it's the same on all dryers. It's either going to be on the front or the back, but all dryers come apart really simple, guys. Nothing to it. A whole bunch of little screws and a couple of electrical connectors you need to undo, but more than likely these are really easy to do, save you guys some money. So let's go ahead and dive into the video.
Alright guys, first step is to remove the two screws that are located in the back of the dryer on the very top corners. Once we remove the two screws, we can slide the lid back and out of our way. This will allow access to the top of our dryer. Next, we'll remove these two screws on each corner of the display panel. The screws that are on this dryer are a 1/4 inch socket. Now with our last screw out, we can go ahead and carefully pull the display forward, and you want to be careful here because there will be a wire connected to the display panel. Just follow it along and reach the circuit board and go ahead and disconnect it and route it right through the front, keeping track on where it came through. Next step is to open the door, and we're going to remove the 3 screws on top here, 1, 2, and 3, and these 2 Phillips screws there, and then there'll be 4 more little screws on the bottom. Once we have all the screws out, we can go ahead and lift the panel up, and be careful because there will be a wire connected to the panel as well that we'll need to disconnect from the top. Right here, we can follow it along as well. On the inside, there will be a connector where we can disconnect it. Once the panel is disconnected, go ahead and just run the wire through there and place the panel out of our way. Now our next step is to remove the blower housing off, and there'll be 3 screws holding that in place, and one there, and one in the middle. Now with the vent tube out of our way, we can go ahead and access the thermal fuse. The fuse that I'm actually pulling out right now is not the correct one, but I'm just going to remove it to kind of give you guys a better view of the one we need to get to. Now with that fuse out of our way, we can go ahead and see the one we need to get to. This one right here. I just removed the bottom one so it wouldn't be in our way. And now we can go ahead and undo it. Once you remove the 1 screw that is holding the thermal fuse in place, we can go ahead and pull it out and get ready to disconnect it. You want to keep track of how it is connected because you want to connect it back the same way when you put the new one in. Now, if you have access to a multimeter, I'm going to show you how to check for continuity. Switch the meter to the lowest ohm reading, grab each lead and place one on each of the fuse, and if the reading on the display changes, then you have continuity. If the display does not change, then it has a bad fuse and the fuse needs to be replaced. Now just reverse your steps and replace everything the same way you took it off, and check your dryer for proper operation. Please like and subscribe.